Alrighty, apologies for the delay, but good evening, race fans. Welcome into the Admin Box Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series. Tonight, we're live under the lights for the last great Coliseum for the Ideal Reality Advisors Incorporated 70 at Bristol Motor Speedway, the fastest half mile that has retained itself live here within the Northern American states. Welcome in here. My name is Sean Stam, live on Stam Studio Network. There you see a great look at a view of the track live from Google Earth. Google, appreciate you coming on board here with us and giving us a live view at what was, well, they're cleaning up the dirt at the track time. No dirt here tonight, full asphalt racing. We'll take a look at our point standings here within they're the point standings. There you go. Timothy Blackler, Elijah Fisher, Christopher Clore, Neil Lapidus. Up there rounding up the top four, Justin Melachar, Corey Wright, Frank Ranger Jr., Stoney Binfield tied right there with Rob Wilhoit, Gordon Glidewell, Caleb Steimer making out the top 11 in points, Chase Lewis, Kevin Winker, James Suggs, Robert Blair, Ricardo Cano, Ricardo Ola, rounding out the P15 in the points tied with Robert Blair, Tyler Price, Sean Abel, Michael Wright, Matthew Kleckler, and Robert McDonald rounding out the top 21 within our point standings. Real quick, I'm going to have to join you right back here live in the booth with you. My timings and scorings has decided to take a loop here tonight, so don't go anywhere. Back live on the same broadcast. I'll be right back with you here live on SM. Alrighty, welcome back here live on Stam Studio Network. Apologies for the technical delays. Normally right now I'd be going over the top drivers that have qualified within the race here tonight, but as we're going to start to look some too wide, I guess I can do it here real quick. Let's take a look at that starting grid here tonight. I believe it was Tyler Price who smacked it out there on our pole. There you can see it live, loud and proud. Chase Lewis, Stoney Binfield, Kevin Winker, Elijah Fisher, Neil Lapidus, although he is starting in the 6th position, has been given an end-of-line penalty. Jensen Case, Tim Blackler, he's going to start in that number 8th position, although he is leading us in the point standings, starting a few rows back. Corey Wright, Kyle Ricketts, Michael Rates, Justin Melachar running our top 12 driving positions. Michael Wrights, Justin Melachar, Tony Steele, Frank Ranger Jr. And here we go, our green flag is out. Ricardo Cano is out here. Okay, there we go, heading into turn number 1. It's going to be Christopher Clore as well as Kevin Winker joining him there on the front start of the pack. Chase Lewis starts to drop away with the race lead here tonight. As we wait for our live timings and scorings to update right now, I know it's showing Tyler Price is in the lead, but as a matter of fact right now, Chase Lewis out up front. He's got that outside line trying to hold off Kevin Winker. Kevin Winker's going to dive it down to the inside, this time by. Here we go, now live timing and scorings is updated. Here we go, Tim Blackler is starting to join the battle as well. Only 4 laps down. Stoney Binfield, Kyle Ricketts right now making the top 6 drivers. Now we start to look side by side between Corey Wright, Elijah Fisher. Here comes Jensen Casey as well. Number 4 is going to drive it up an outside line there for our first couple laps of the Admin Box Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series. Still side by side from 8th on back. Let me know if audio levels are audioing it out here tonight, as once again, Chase Lewis to the point, but Jensen Case, Elijah Fisher, look at the top line. I mean, showing with the head of a steam. It looks like Daytona here tonight from the world's fastest half mile of racing. Here comes Tyler Price. He's going to make that outside line work as well. Already 6 laps down out of 130 here tonight. Look at that number the number 27, Michael Rates down in line. He's going to try to make the bottom line work, but back to the race lead as Chase Lewis out up front with about a 0.2 of a second lead over Kevin Winker across the line. Here we go. Here comes Kevin Winker. Oh, Chase Lewis is up the top of the track. Here comes Kevin Winker down the inside. Does he have a run? It looks like he's going to have a run and a half. Chevrolet versus Toyota, side by side, almost contact me. I can take a breather for a moment as we will not have side by side. But Tim Blackenbeckler, he's going to start to make it down into that third running position a little bit earlier on here tonight. Chase Lewis continues to lead out up front. Kevin Winker, Tim Blackenbeckler, Stoney Binfield, and then we start to look at the side-by-side. Justin Melichar, what a start to the race. Our fastest mover, our biggest mover here tonight, but we have contact. It's Kyle Ricketts who has gone around. That leukemia awareness number 09 Chevrolet SS gone out in a hurry after contact for was about P number 10 in the race. We are going to have to take another look at this race replay as well as regroup and rearm here tonight. That looks like it was some pretty heavy contact out of the front nose of the purple people eater, Eternal number 84. I believe that is Justin Melichar up there who tries to make the outside line work. They're out of turn number 4, not quite clears the 09. That's going to be Kyle Ricketts who comes up onto the nose pause of the 89. We're going to have to regroup and rearm here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Here's another look at that incident at race base. And one more time for our race fans at home. I don't think Kyle Ricketts is going to have too much damage there. Looks like he's going to live to fight another day. Real quick, we'll get to some top running positions here. I know I was, well, okay. It was really SDK. Thank you, SDK. Therefore, our start of the race lacking on our starting positions. But now that we have ran a couple of laps, and now that things are updated, 2 to 3 more laps to go until the safety car is lifted. Our race leader continues to be the number 19 Toyota Camry of Chase Lewis. Our second running driver tonight. There you see him. That target's number 42. Kevin Winker got some Kyle Larson energy going right there. Tim Blackenbeckler, he's made his way up to P3 after gaining 5 spots since the drop of the green flag here tonight. Stoney Binfield, Justin Melichar, Corey Wright, Jensen Case, Tony Steele, Chris Dyke, as well as Michael Rice rounding out that top 10. Michael with a tough start to this race here thus far, but he looks to live to fight another day. Tyler Price, Ricardo Keno. Hello, Ricardo. I appreciate you coming out here tonight. If you're just now joining us, I appreciate you all joining us here live on Stam Studio Network tonight. If you're live in the the vertical broadcast booth, make sure you mosey your way on over to horizontal broadcast. That's where I'm reading some live chats here tonight, as well as I promise I might tickle you. I just might not bite you. Let's check in on those live driver chats right now. We got Moonlight Dancer in here with us. He's dead 103 Blackenbeckler. There we go. Thank you so much. I apologize here. I got 2, 3, 4, 5 different series coming on here. Blackenbeckler. There we go. Tim Blackenbeckler. He's starting up the inside line this time by. Sean Arita is also joining in here with us, as well as Terry Stam. Here we go. Green flag is out. Once again, this time by, it'll be Chase Lewis, who's going to chase us down into turn number 1. Kevin Winker, Stoney Binfield right there running the top 3 positions. That's Tony Steele just going to try to dive it around the outside line. That Tyler Reddick-inspired little Jordan number 61 Toyota Camry. He is right now our biggest mover on the race as he's continued to make that outside line work. When will we see the bottom line come in here? As there we see number 10 of Tim. He's going to dive it down there. Door, quarter, not quite clear. Still just runs about even with Tony Steele on that outside line. Purple People Eater Justin Melichar is looking to join this battle as well as our front 5 drivers start to stay the same here thus far. That Jordan Shoes, number 61, Tony Steele tries to make the outside line work once again. And now we're starting to see quite a few other drivers make their way down to the bottom of the racetrack. That includes Chris Dyke, Michael Rates, Ricardo Keno, all making their way across the shorter way around Bristol Motor Speedway. Contact a little bit further in the back of the pack. Frank Ranger Jr. Frank Ranger Jr. gets turned off the front nose of the Craig Schmidt, number 85, 2 Chevrolet SS is involved. driver there out of Lakeland, Georgia involved. There you see Craig Schmidt, number 85, out of Mayfield Village, Ohio, also involved. 85 and number 17. We'll take a quick look at the Stam Studio Network replay and see what brought out this race caution. Alrighty, we're going to have to bring out the old forklift machine here tonight. I apologize, race fans and sim racing fans of all ages. Side by side, it'll work here tonight at Bristol, but as you start to see the runs here between the 85 and 17, contact. I don't know if that was Frank Ranger Jr. or Craig Schmidt coming down on the 17, but I will tell you, the number 24 of Elijah Fisher lives to fight another day. Nice evasive action there for the 24 Pepsi Jeff Gordon inspired machine. Let's hop on board here with Elijah Fisher and see what he saw for this race caution. I believe it'll be out of turn 1 and 2 this time by, if not 3 and 4 in the same lap. Here we go, things still cool, calm, and collected. There we start to see some beating and some banging from the 85 and 17. That's where I think things start to heat up there, and then just room really runs out there, up in front of him. Look at Elijah Fisher, cat-like reflexes here tonight. Alrighty, Chase Lewis will lead us into the green flag this time by. Wrights is pronounced Ritz, like the cracker. Okay, well, thank you so. Okay, I know we're already a couple races down here, but this is why YouTube live chat is a thing, right? I mean, we have to make sure not only are the race fans involved, but more importantly, we have to make sure their last names are pronounced correctly. So that's Blankenbeckler, Tim Blankenbeckler, up there in the 5th running position. I believe I have that one finally right. Come on. Okay, I love each and every single one of you. That's why I care so much. Just let me know if I'm pronouncing it wrong, and I'll make sure I have it right, as well as, like we heard from Robert Anderson, Ritz is pronounced Ritz, like the cracker. That's why we see. Where is Ritz at? Hang on. Wait for it. There he is, Michael Ritz. There. Okay, not right. Ritz. That was going in the memory bank. Michael Ritz, like the cracker. He's out of Fowler. He continues to run right within that top 10, top 11 standings there, right behind Ricardo Cano. Right now, race fans, I want you to get up, stand up, get up for your life, and don't give up the fight, because Chase Lewis, Corey Wright, Kevin Winker lead us down into turn number 1. Already into turn number 2. Bristol Motor Speedway, the world's fastest half mile. We're already starting to look some side by side from 4th on back. That's once again Tony Steele, Stony Benfield. Here comes Ted Blankenbeckler rounding out that top 6 spot. Already 1 lap down, coming to turn number 1. Once again, this time by. These lap traffic cars better run, better move, better hide while they still can here, as here comes the pack. Chase Lewis was leading the pack. Here comes Kevin Winker, Corey Wright, Tony Steele, Stony Benfield right there with them. Chase Lewis, lap after lap after lap. I am very surprised here out in the admin box, Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series, that we continue to see these ARCA cars show the higher momentum work here tonight out of Bristol Motor Speedway. I mean, for my time and time again here within the sim world, really out of anything shorter than a half mile, even if it has the banking, you have the shorter way around to really help you and work your way around the track. I'm not sure if it's the newer laser scan Bristol Motor Speedway or just these higher horsepower ARCA machines, but we continue to see some nice side-by-side, some front-to-wheel banging action here tonight. Almost trading paint there between Tony Steele. Here comes Tim down around the inside. Does Tim have that run? It looks like he does. As sparks fly out of the rear end of the number 61. Tony Steele loses a spot. Tim gains a spot. Here's Ricardo Cano, Tyler Price, Michael Ritz starting to run 8th, 9th, and 10th. 2 wide. Will we start to look 3 wide? Thankfully not, but we might this time by. 99 laps to go. Here we go. Almost side by side between the 27 and 69. Contact! I saw that one coming. 69 goes hard into the outside safer barrier. catch my breath here once again. Ladies and gentlemen, another caution here tonight. Third caution here from the last great Coliseum. Tyler Price out of Webster City, Iowa is involved this time by what was 2 wide, started to look 3 wide. It just might not work. We'll take another look at this race replay. All right, so Tyler Price, he's already begging for mercy down on that outside wall. He's going to have to try to keep it outside. He's going to have to keep the wheel in it to try to make at least the corner. They're coming out of turn number 4. It looks like the number 8 of TJ Zachary is just the wrong place, wrong time. The number 21 gets involved as well. Neil Lapidus, nice evasive action there for the 26, as we'll have to take another look at this race replay here. Yes, there's the 69 up in the outside wall. Take a look at TJ Zachary once around down the inside, and here we're going to have quite a few drivers with some nice evasive action. Neil Lapidus, one of them. Oh, the 21 makes contact with the 09. Kyle Ricketts is involved once again here tonight, but I think our biggest our most exciting replay of this might come out of the driver eye camera of Neil. Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? They're stopped up front. They're stopped up top and bottom. Well, looks like the C's are going to part here for Neil, number 26 of Blue Oval driver. He lives to fight another day for that Thrustmaster OS. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to see that. I have to see that wrap here in a few laps time to shout out that sponsor. But speaking of sponsors and race affiliates, thanking all those sponsors and race affiliates in the top right of your screen. Obviously the admin box, Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series, as well as who else we got? Some Race to Stop Suicide. Check on your friends and family members down there around you. I don't mean check on them. I seriously mean, hey, how's it going? Have a decent conversation with them. Ranger Creative Concepts, RCC out of Lakeland, Georgia. That's 229-548-8108. As well as Thrustmaster right there with you if you're looking for some hardware as well as some software, as well as tier 1 setup shops, the fastest setup shops here within the iRacing universe. We're going to get side by side here. We're going to get some green flag racing this time by. Chase Lewis is going to lead out up front. Kevin Winker continues running that second running position for the Target number 42 Chevrolet SS. Stoney Binfield, Corey Wright, Tony Steele making up the top 5 this time by. Here we go. Once again, green flag is going to be out from Bristol Motor Speedway. Chase Lewis, the field is in your hands. Here we go, side by side. Stoney Binfield spins the rear tires, already 2 and 3 wide into turn number 1. These drivers live to fight another day. Here comes Ricardo Cano down around that outside line. Here we go. It is only 38 laps down and into this race, and it is now. We're going to start to see some beating, some banging. Get the elbows out. So far, clean, calm, and cordial. Here comes the 75 of Jensen Case around the outside of Stoney Binfield. Here we go. Top 3 running spots are in the final driver interview spots right now. Chase Lewis continues to lead. Kevin Winker continues to run P2. Tony Steele right there, P3, but it is not until after that final driver interview spot where we start looking at the Argy-Bargy here tonight. It's Tim Blankenbleckler as well as Jensen Case. Stoney Binfield right now starting to get a little nose to tail earlier on within this run. You definitely got to keep these general tires, at least the right sides, underneath you. Save some tire, save your babies for later on in this race if we have a long green flag run. Here's some more side by side. Tim is up top. That's the 75 of Jensen Case down the bottom. That ALP2 Chevrolet SS versus Toyota Camry. Still side by side coming on turn number 4 this time by. It's not if, but it is when, I think. When does one of these drivers possibly send it a little too deep into the braking zone here? You have that speed, you have that momentum up there on the top line of the racetrack, but if you're Jensen Case, you're going to start to burn off that right side the more and more that you start to run the inside line. Sure, once again, it is the slow, excuse me, it is it's the shorter way around the racetrack here, but you start to You compromise here. Do you want to compromise your short run speed to that long run speed? Speaking of short run versus long run, here's a really nice battle here between Elijah Fisher and Christopher Clore. Last lap time history, lap 41 through 44. It's Christopher Clore faster than Elijah Fisher. Okay, it might be that front nose there for the number 24 that's allowing the number 21 of Christopher Clore to have a nice run down his inside there. Looks like he's door quarter not quite clear this time by Christopher Clore. Looks to regroup and rearm as we continue to put some pretty fast laps down here tonight from the last Great Coliseum. Only 15-second laps. Battle for P2 is starting to ensue after a 1.4 second gap for our race lead. Real quick, to show my appreciation to each and every single one of you as we continue to crest our way to 1,000 subscribers here on Stay On Studio Network. I'll go ahead. Okay, go ahead. I'll give it to you. Enjoy the sights and sounds here tonight from these ARCA Menards series cars racing around the last Great Coliseum. Go ahead and crank this puppy up. I'll be right back with you up here in the booth. Welcome back here to the Admin Box Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series. Stony Benfield, Kevin Winker, Tony Steele continue to throw a blanket over second, third, and fourth here tonight. Tony Steele, Tim Blankenbeckler, Jensen Case, as well as Christopher Clore right within there with them, only separated by 10th of a second within each of one of these drivers. Tony Steele, he started up there within the 13th position. Tony Steele, after gaining 9 spots since the drop of the green flag, our biggest mover here tonight. He continues to slice and dice his way through the pack and pretty much through the final driver interview spot. He's knocking on the back bumper of now. So we're almost halfway to go in this race. Jensen Case, Christopher Clore, Michael Ritz continues to hang up right there with them. Neil Lapidus, he's hanging out here at least within the the lead lap here tonight. Ricardo Cano doing the same thing. Possibly these drivers might be banking on a caution here as we'll take a look at the last lap time, the last lap that's every driver pit. None of the top 8 last pit, but Elijah Fisher running right here in the 12th running position. 11th running position. He did pit on lap 12. Frank Ranger Jr. right now shown in our lucky doggy position here after getting involved in that caution earlier on in that race, the RCC. Number 17, Chevrolet SS, lives to fight another day in the lucky dog spot. If there is a caution here tonight, he will get his lap back if not involved in it. Right now, back up to the battle between P3 and P4 is going to be Tim Blankenbeckler as well as Kevin Winker. Oh, Tim, he's going to dive it down the inside. Nice pass there for Tim. Tim goes to the final driver interview spot. Kevin Winker falls back to the 4th running spot as he's going to have his rear view mirror as well as left quarter panel full of Jensen Case as well as Christopher Clore. 3 wide here tonight from the last great Coliseum. Oh boy, the number 4 there's going to say thank you very much of Corey Wright. But Corey Wright, he has shown more than one lap down. He is just looking for some laps to get back here tonight. Back here to some running within the same strategy here. Oh, the number 11 gets a little slow. That's Jeff. Jeff, the Chevrolet SS, the Newport, the driver there, is going to be a little slow on track here out of turn number 4. I'm not sure if that's going to be the cause of our caution, but we're going to have to regroup and rearm here tonight, as well as I was just mentioning the name, Frank Ranger Jr. He should get the lucky doggy bark position here tonight. He will get his wave around back on the lead lap he goes, but will have to start at the lead. Yeah, he's not starting the lead. He's starting the tail end of the lead field. I believe that is the old, is that the stage caution here possibly? Hang out here with us here on Stam Studio Network. We're still getting the old admin box MER League figured out here, as if it is, Chase Lewis will come away with the what could possibly be the stage win there, but Chase Lewis is going to make his way down into pit lane. Stoney Binfield, Tim Blankenbeckler, Christopher Clore, Kevin Winker, Jensen Case, Tony Steele, Michael Ritz, Neil Lapidus, Elijah Fisher, Ricardo Cano. All lead lap drivers are making their way down into the pit lane. Alright, we'll view this stop out of the pits. Here comes Ricardo Cano. He will be about, that should be 4th position off of the pits there. That's going to be Frank Ranger Jr., that's back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 10th position, Ricardo Cano. Frank Ranger Jr., Elijah Fisher, Neil Lapidus, Michael Ritz, Tony Steele, Jensen Case, Kevin Winker, and Chase Lewis right there should be. Oh, big penalty for Chase Lewis, ladies and gentlemen. Speeding on pit lane, back to the back of the pack. This, that's how old I am. He's 23 years old, here to win races. I can tell you, back behind the mind of a 23-year-old, that's going to not only going to itch at you, that is going to make you drive even harder on this race restart. Thank you for each and every single one of you continuing to join us and subscribe here on Stam Studio Network. If you've made your way down into the vertical broadcast and you're looking to get your chat read, make sure you join us here in horizontal lands. I promise you, I don't bite, but I might just tickle you here. Let's see who else we have here. Live 18 viewers. Moonlight Dancer still hanging out here with us. So is Terry. Amanda Joy saying Winker Nation. There you go. Kevin Winker running right where he started this race. Number 42, Target Chevrolet SS. He's dead. Matthew Kleckler still hanging out here with us. As right now we are only shown 10 drivers on the lead lap. That's going to be... That's not only elbows out here, ladies and gentlemen. I think right now that is more than elbows out. At this point, we're going to start to see possibly some arsey-barsey here tonight for the Ideal Realty Advisors Inc. 70 at Bristol Motor Speedway. Here we go. Barney's got the green flag. He's going to wave it loud and proud. Tim has got the field in his hands, side by side, going into turn 1 and 2 this time by. That was a clean, calm, and cordial start. But here comes the speed. Here comes the momentum through these 4 speed gearboxes for the Gen 6 NASCAR machines. We're about to look 3 wide up there for the race lead. Thankfully, these drivers are going to think better of it. Already more than halfway down to go in this race. Blankenbeckler to the lead. Here comes Winker Nation down the inside. 42 versus number 10. Chevrolet versus Toyota Camry. Oh no, it's going to be Tim. He's going to have the outside line. He's got it clear for now. But will we see the Axe Clorox number 42 diving down the inside in turn 1? Yes, ma'am, we will. Here we go. Kevin Winker down the inside. We're side by side for the lead. Oh no! We're for the race lead. No, Tim, no. Contact with the 42. Tim, as well as Kevin, both go around. Frank Ranger Jr. is now involved as well. The speed, the racecraft, the competitiveness between these ARCA drivers here tonight, it is most definitely hard to beat. And well, there we're starting to see the reason of it. It is just side by side, beating, banging. I mean, we're doing it with all due respect from each and every one of these drivers here tonight. It is all clean racing. This is just a racing incident that happens here. Two drivers going for the same bit of real estate. Nothing that you can do. Immaculate racing action. Immaculate racing action here brought on through the field. You can see the 42, I don't think is too happy there. And then you're going to start to see the 87 and Frank Ranger Jr. Once again, Kyle Ricketts involved in another incident here tonight. Let's hop on board with the... I believe that was it Justin Mella? No, it was the 09. We'll hop on board with Kyle Ricketts for this race replay. Yeah, I know what you're saying right now. He's dead 103 right now live in YouTube land, because that is what I like to call the Sean Tater curse. Why might I call it that? Well, because I start talking about a driver and just how good they're running here tonight, and next thing you know, well, the next camera shots, they are out, down, and around, whether it's the fault of their own or not. It's something that happens here within, well, you call it the commentator curse as well within some real life racing action, but, anyways, we're going to get back to some racing action here in a few moments' time. And real quick before we do, thank you each and every single one of you from the bottom of my heart joining in live in the vertical as well as horizontal broadcast here tonight as we continue to crest our way closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers here live on Stam Studio Network. If you want your chat read, if you're live down there in the vertical broadcast, make sure you mosey your way on over to horizontal land and I can shout you out. As real quick, before we do that and get back to some live racing action, here's a look at the point standings here before the race start. Tim Blankenbeckler out there out up front within the points. Don't look now, but Elijah Fisher, Christopher Clore, Neil Lapidus, as well as Justin Melichar making up the top 5 within our point standings. It's... what are we, only 4 or 5 races here within this race season thus far, and it has been just cat and mouse here, not only on the track, but as well as racing action. Here we go, just in time, we're going to get back to the green flag. Tony Steele is running second, Stoney Binfield out to the race lead, and that's in C811.org Ford Mustang. We're going to run side by side for P2, but that is not for position. That's Elijah Fisher on the bottom of the track as he goes down 1 lap. Lap number 81 out of 130 here tonight. Stoney Steele runs second. Christopher Clore runs third. Jensen Case, Chase Lewis starts to regroup and rearm. Remember, Chase Lewis had got that penalty earlier on in the race. He's trying to slice and dice his way through the field. That top line continues to be the line here tonight. Chase Lewis, look at how many spots he's gaining on this race restart. Here we go. He's going to look down the outside of the number 24 of Elijah Fisher once again. Chase Lewis, look at him go, shot out of the cannon, down to the inside this time by. 20 live viewers, live in YouTube land. We got Ted, we got He's Dead, we got Terry, we got Moonlight Dancer. Thank you each and every single one of us. Grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack. It's okay if it's a little bit longer than sweet tea at this moment of time, because it is side by side for position on back. Here we go, Ricardo Cano and Elijah Fisher are gonna start to get at it here from 9th and 10th on back. Go Ricardo, go. He's got the outside line, door, quarter, Ricardo, now he's clear. Ricardo up to P9. Let's hop on board with Christopher Clore here as he has Tony Steele, driver of the 61, on his outside, as well as the race leader, Stoney Binfield. Here we go, side by side between these two front front running drivers for the final driver interview spot. Here we go. Christopher Clore tries to dive it down the inside. He's not quite clear. Oh, he has contact. Oh, that's going to be a big incident. Oh, that's Tony Steele going out, down, and around. We saw it briefly on the live driver camera shot there. I don't know if it was contact or both those drivers had just run out of room, but it was definitely Tony Steele, and I believe that was Jensen also involved here for this race replay. Gonna have to bring out the old forklift machine here tonight to regroup and rearm all of us, not only the drivers, but as well as us here in the old broadcast booth, as well as commentary and even the subscribers and viewers here tonight. All right, so this starts to ensue. Remember, we were on board with, I believe that was the 21 machine here. And then, yeah, we were on board with the 21, and then there goes Tony Steele out into the outside, while Chase Lewis, our driver who had led quite a few laps earlier on here tonight. Jensen Case is also involved. Neil Lapidus, another amazing miss there by just mere inches. Curious to see if we hop on board with Neil here, as he just had once. Neil, he was definitely a driver with nowhere to go. As there you see it. He had somewhere to go, and it was down there below the apron of, well, on the apron of the track. Lapidus lives to find another day. I'm interested if we also hop on board with, well, yeah, we're on board with Chase Lewis here, but we're gonna have to rewind this one about a turn or two. Oof. Not sure if that was an overcorrection for Tony Steele gone wrong, or I think that's another racing incident here. Drivers just searching for a little bit of room here tonight. Alrighty, we're gonna regroup these drivers, re-rack them, restack them, call it what you will, but Stony Binfield will be out to the race lead. Christopher Clore, Neil Lapidus will be in that third running position. This is some drivers. This is a pretty nice space here that will start up here in the front of the pack. Tim Blankenbeckler, Michael Ritz, Ricardo Cano, Chase Lewis, Jensen Case, Elijah Fisher. The top 9 drivers right now are shown on the one lap. Excuse me, they're on the lead lap, and then 10th on back is shown at least one lap down from Tony Steele, Justin Melachar, Tyler Price, Kevin Winker, TJ Zachary, Frank Ranger Jr. Lots of these drivers with some very nice pace earlier on in the race. Corey Wright, Kyle Ricketts, Nathan Warner, Chris Dyke, Jeff Scrimsher, and Craig Schmidt all out and around and down out of the race. There we go, Stony Binfield. The start's going to be in the driver of the 78's hands this time by, oh, he's not door quarter clear. That's a nice run down the inside of Christopher Clore. Christopher Clore, where did he come from? Where did he go? Tonight his name will definitely be Cotton Eye Joe. Shot out of a cannon there in turn number 2 and 3. Now we start to look side by side from Chase Lewis on back. This is 5th and 6th. Michael Ritz, Chase Lewis also involved right there with them, side by side. After a quick, fast repair there for Chase Lewis, he's going to live to fight another day. And then back here at the 61 of Tony Steele. Tony Steele is going to have side by side, not only in front, but as well as right there behind him. Tony Steele is in the steel sandwich here tonight. Lap times ticking off pretty quick here tonight under green flag racing conditions. Christopher Clore not as only past the 3rd running position, not only 2nd, but now up into the race lead. Christopher Clore, the number 21, finds himself. Stony Binfield tries to put some qualifying laps down here after losing the race lead here to Christopher Clore. Looks like here our next closest battle is going to be for the final driver interview spot. It's going to be between Neil Lapidus, Chase Lewis. Chase, after looking to gain, what is this, 4 spots since the restart here, Chase, he's not saving any tires at this point. Down and up to the final driver interview spot is the number 19 Toyota Camry. Only 31 laps to go here tonight from the last great Coliseum, the world's fastest half mile. Chase Lewis up to P3. P4 and 5 are side by side right now between Lapidus as well as Blankenbeckler. Here we go, and Blankenbeckler going to dive down the bottom of the track. He's going to clear Lapidus for P number 4. Oh, caution on the Speedway. I'm showing right now in live timing and scoring that this was Kyle Ricketts, number 09, involved for that Leukemia Awareness Halloween colored Chevrolet SS. Here's a little slower look at it here coming out of turn number 4. Let's hop on board with them. Oh, this wasn't, oh my goodness gracious. This wasn't by no means Kyle Ricketts' fault here, as I mean they had just checked up from Mach 2 to about Mach -2 right there up there in front of him. All right, so take a look at the bottom of your screen, the 75 and 42. That's Jason Case as well. I mean, we've seen this time and time here tonight, but I mean, back and forth, beating and banging between the 42 and 75. Oh no, I apologize. That was not on either the 42 or 75. I think that was a miscommunication between Elijah Fisher and Kyle Ricketts there. That was, I mean, both of these drivers. Look at the 24. This is going to be live at race pace action here. I think the 24 was giving the inside and just, that's a mismatch on speed. Unfortunately, nowhere for Kyle Ricketts to go, as that was, once again, Mach 2 to about Mach -2 in about 0.002 seconds at a time. So Christopher Clore, after making that pass on the drop of the green flag last time by, he's going to come out here to the race lead, and this Lucky Charms machine, he's not only a Lucky Charms machine, he is I think our race driver to watch here tonight. I know only 27 laps to go, but this admin box MER driver for the Lucky Charms number 21 Chevrolet SS, Christopher Clore, he continues to show some race pace and race speed here, race week in, race week out. We're going to have to see if he tries to drop a gear and disappear on this next race restart, as he will have what was our race leader, Stoney Binfield, out there up on the outside line. If you're just now joining us, welcome in, Stam Studio Network. My name is Sean Stam. I'm directing, producing, commentating the whole show here tonight. If you've joined us live on the vertical YouTube Shorts broadcast, mosey your way on over live to horizontal lands. And if you're already here, you can press that, you got the little gear icon in the top right or bottom right of your screen. You can bump the quality up here to 1440p, 60 frames a second. Christopher Clore, he's got the single file race restart in his hands. Barty's got the green flag is in hands. Here we go, 25 laps to go here, this time by from the world's fastest half-mile speedway. Stoney Binfield's got Chase Lewis already diving it down the bottom of the hill in his inside line. 78 versus number 18. Here we go, Chevrolet SS versus Ford Mustang versus Toyota Camry. Top 3 drivers are all different manufacturers here. 25 laps to go. That is less than 25 miles to go here tonight. Tim is looking cool, calm, and collected there in P number 4. That's that Blankenbeckler machine. Jensen Case, Michael Ritz, Neil Lapidus start to regroup and rearm. Some side-by-side for Neil Lapidus as well as Ricardo Cano. Does Ricardo have the inside line? Only 23 laps to go. That is once again the shorter way around the Bristol Motor Speedway. Ricardo Cano tries to find a little bit of pace on his side, a little bit of lap traffic on his side as well, not only in front as well as there behind the Ricardo Cano machine. Side by side for 24-42. Looks like Elijah Fisher is into the pits. This is big for Elijah Fisher, as he was only showing 1 lap down. Here we go, battle for first, second, and third starting to heat up here tonight. Side by side for second. It's a Stoney Binfield. It's a Chase Lewis. Here we go. Once again, these drivers are showing the racecraft, showing the speed, showing with the admin box Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series is all about here live on STAM Studio Network. Stony Benfield trying to play some Super Bowl-esque not only defense, but he's trying to play the offense. He is in a sandwich right now as he just tried to make either the race win or final driver interview spot work here tonight. 19 laps to go. That's only 8.5 miles left within this race. Christopher Clore still out here up front. Contact between second and third. Here comes Chase Lewis. He tries to make the bump and run work, but doesn't quite have it this time by. So far, we are clean. We are green. We are ARCA racing machines here. 17 laps to go. Let's hop on board with Chase Lewis. Does he have what it takes? Does he have anything left in the tank here for the driver? 23 years old. He tries to get some clean air on the front nose of his ARCA Menards Toyota Camry. He says, screw the clean air. I'm going to dive it down here to the inside, this time by 8 miles. 16 laps to go, this time by side for P2. This will result in the race lead as Christopher Clore continues to run. He continues to hide. Chase Lewis, here he comes on some newer General tires here tonight. Once again, side by side. There's no run. There's no momentum for our front three battle. Woo, boy, here we go, 14 laps, this time by, hopping on board not only with Chase Lewis or Stony Benfield, who continue to run side by side, but we're on board with Tim Blankenbeckler. He's got his popcorn bucket out here. He's seeing the side by side. Oh, what happened to Chase Lewis? Chase Lewis is on the apron, off of the pace. Here we go, top 3 spots. Final driver interview spot is up for grabs. The spot for the checkered flag is also up for grabs here tonight. Clore continues to lead Benfield. Here comes Blankenbeckler after Lewis goes to the apron of the track. 6 miles, 12 laps to go. Side by side, Stony Benfield, Tim Blankenbeckler. Who do you got? Who makes it all happen here tonight as Clore continues to lead here with only 10 laps to go this time by. 19 viewers live on STAM Studio Network. We know you're rooting on somebody. Let us know who your pick is here. It's Christopher Clore still out up front. Look at the driver of the 75. That's Jensen Case. Jensen looks to say he's not here to play. He's here to fight. Fight and fight one more time. This time into turn number 1 and 2. Christopher Clore sees this battling in his rearview mirror. This changes everything. Caution on the Speedway. Elijah Fisher involved. I am showing Frank Ranger Jr. with no front nose on the front of his Chevrolet SS. Well, drivers, we're gonna have to we're not only gonna have to regroup and rearm, but we're gonna have to throw out every tiny little thing that I had just mentioned within these last couple of laps. Elijah Fisher shown at least one car involved in this caution. What in the name? Hang on, ladies and gentlemen. What in the holy everything that is holy? Oh my God. Okay. This may have just been a tight condition here for the 42. He's already drifting up the track. Here we go. That's 42 down the fence. Oh, 42 just... Let's hop on board with the 42 of Kevin Winker. So he's got him around his outside just this time by, and here we go. We'll get live back to some racing action, or excuse me, some pacing action here with 7 laps to go. I'm honestly going to, I just have to leave that one on race control and these league owners. I saw what I saw. But I will continue to keep my job here in the booth as Lapidus continues to run in the 4th running position. Michael Ritz, Tim Blankenbeckler, and Ricardo Cano. Ricardo, final driver on the lead lap here tonight. Everybody from 8th on back is showing at least 1 lap down. Even if you're Frank Ranger Jr., who's going to start up here in the 8th running position, he is shown at least 5 laps down from this point on. Corey Wright, Kevin Winker is now out of the race. everybody from 10th on back right now I'm showing out of the race. So it is short track racing. Sparks are going to fly. We're going to see some fireworks here tonight. Let's see. No live chats after that one. Christopher Clore continues to lead out up front. Stony Binfield, Jensen Case running first, second, and third. Thank you to the sponsors and affiliates up there in the top right of your screen who make this possible. Race and race out. Cotton Bowl Speedway, if you're ever right out here around outside of Austin, Texas. Make sure you hit up some great dirt track racing action there. Midwest Elite Racing, brought to you by Admin Box. That is their new title sponsor there. Congratulations, Neil and Matt. RCC, Ranger Creative Concepts, as well as Thrustmaster. Some sim racing hardware as well as some sim racing software. If you're looking for some iRacing setups, here we go. We're going to head our way down into turn one once again. Really single file up here for the front runners of the pack with only 4 laps to go. This is our front sort of instance with some side-by-side action. Half a second separating Christopher Clore and Stony Binfield within our front 2 running spots. It will be side by side between Case as well as Lapidus this time by. Clore should be coming to 2 laps to go if everything is cool, calm, and collected. Binfield continues to lead Case for that final driver interview spot. Looks like we will get some single file racing action happening here for the top 8 and 7 running spots. 2 laps to go. Look out, Neil Lapidus. Here comes Tim Blankenbeckler down into the inside. Door quarter clear. White flag is out. Anything goes here tonight. So far, it's going to be between Christopher Clore, Stony Binfield, a final run here to turn number 3 and 4. Does Binfield have anything for Christopher Clore? Doesn't look like it. Here we go to the line. It'll be the Lucky Charms. Congratulations, Christopher Clore. You are going to take the checkered flag loud and proud here tonight. Christopher Clore, Lucky Charms, number 21 machine. Had some luck on his side, had some pace on his side here tonight. Stony Binfield coming home, P2, Jensen Case, Tim Blankenbeckler, Neil Lapidus, Michael Ritz, Ricardo Cano. Congratulations, Ricardo, on another top 10 finish here. We're going to get these unofficial, official race results happening here for you in just a few moments' time. Congratulations once again on our race winner, Christopher Clore. Congratulations, Christopher Clore. And yes, I am looking right at your chat right now live in YouTube land. He's dead, 108. Yes, same thing on my minds there. As Christopher Clore is going to come away and take away the checkered flag here tonight. Only about 40 subscribers here left until 1,000 subscribers. Make sure you tell your neighbor, tell your grandma, tell your kitty cat as well, even if you have to make an account for them. We're going to get some live driver interviews as well as these unofficial, official race results here on your screen. Congratulations once again, not only Christopher Clore on the race win, Stony Binfield, Jensen Case coming up with the top 3 spots there, but as well as every driver who put on a show here tonight. There's going to be lots to talk about here in the next upcoming week until the next race. Christopher Clore, Stony Binfield, Jensen Case coming away with the podium finishers, the top 3 driver interview spots. Tim Blankenbeckler just loses out barely on the last lap there. We'll finish up P4. Neil Lapidus, Michael Ritz, Ricardo Cano, Corey Wright, Frank Ranger Jr., Nathan Warner, Eliza Fisher, Kevin Winker, Chase Lewis, Kevin Melichar, Tyler Price, Tony Steele, TJ Zachary, Kyle Ricketts, Chris Dyke, and Jeff Scrimsher running at the top 20. Craig Schmidt running at the top 21. Alrighty, ladies. I promise you here, ladies and gentlemen, race fans of all ages to it. My name is Sean Stam. Hey, Christopher Clore, the Sean up here in the live Victory Lane interview booth. You got yourself a copy, man.
Yeah, I got you. You got me?
Hey, loud and clear. Christopher, what was going through your minds there? Yellow flag after yellow flag, restart after restart. That's just one more chance for possibly everything to go wrong.
It was really crazy. I really thought that if I went early in the restart zone, that the 78 couldn't guess that, and I was lucky enough to just dive it down there on the inside of 1 and 2 on one of those and get the lead from them. But I don't know, just try to save the front ride, really, running the bottom, and then once he got to me a little bit closer, I started riding the top. But yeah, that was crazy.
Man, it's crazy to say the least. It looked crazy from down there. It's definitely crazy up here in the booth. Man, is there anybody you'd like to shout out here for your race win? Not only here tonight, but I mean, you continue to show us some really nice space here for the Admin Box Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series.
Yeah, as always, Neil, the league admin. He's been terrific and helped me out in many ways. As always, my lovely, beautiful wife, Hope. Stam Studios for the awesome broadcast, as always. I want to shout out the 9 car. His son has not been doing well, so yes, just keep him in your thoughts and prayers. That would be awesome. Yeah, good fun.
Man, I'm right there with you. I think I honestly was supposed to mention that earlier on in the race, but so many things start happening, I lose track of some things. But I'm right there with you. That's something big that we have to shout out here tonight, and here, 1 second here. Okay, yeah, you kind of nailed it there. I was double checking on a message from the league owner, and yeah, same sort of thing there. So Christopher, that's a pretty special win here tonight, and we appreciate you shouting out the people who you make it possible there behind the scenes, as well as a little bit of a moment of silence there for I know some drivers are dealing with some personal things there behind the scenes. So Christopher, congratulations on your race win, and real quick before we get to Stony Benfield, a quick little just moment of silence here, and just hoping that everything is okay. Alrighty, appreciate that, and thank you once again, Christopher Clore. Congratulations on a race win here tonight for the Admin Box MER Series. Can't wait to see you in a week's time, man.
Yeah, thank you for the awesome broadcast. I appreciate you.
Hey, thank you so much, and I appreciate the friendly reminder there. Christopher, have a great rest of your night. I'm going to catch up here with P2, Stony Benfield. Stony, you got yourself a copy, man.
Yes, sir, man. How you doing tonight?
I am doing great. We saw some beating, some banging, some arsey-barsey, but quite frankly, it was a lot of fun to watch. We saw some really clean racing as well from a half-mile motor speedway. Something kind of hard within an ARCA car, but Stony, we not only saw you on the bottom of the track, we saw you on the top line, we saw you the middle lane. What was going through your mind here tonight as, just making lap after lap after lap?
Well, to be honest, when that caution came out with 55 to go, I knew it would be hard. If the race would have stayed green, I think I could have probably pulled away, and because we really had our racing line down. Restarts, tires are worn a little bit. It's a little tougher, but yeah, man, I'll take second. It turned out great.
Man, it turned out great. It looked great. The old concrete track. Real quick, before we let you get before we let you get going, Stony, is there anybody who kind of makes this all happen for you? Is there anybody who'd like to shout out for allowing you to race? Goodness, Sunday after Sunday after Sunday here at Admin Box MER.
Absolutely. You can see on my hood, Racing with Jesus, and I'm a Christian, and so I first of all thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I so appreciated the prayer at the beginning of the race for Kyle Ricketts and his family. So I thank the Lord first and foremost. But then I got 2 sponsors on my car that just helped me all year long. NC811.org, you can see they're on a quarter panel there. And Ann Rushing and her team there at NC811.org. And then Cook's Tree Service, Kip Cook, one of my good friends. Both of these people are members at my church. I'm a pastor. and they just want to see the name of Jesus put out there and have fun and race. So I want to thank them. And hey, man, thank you guys for a great broadcast. And then we can't forget Neil, man. He does a great job with this league. Now, I thank God for what Neil's doing to put this on.
Oh, that's excellent said there, Stoney. That goes a long way there behind the scenes for myself, Neil, everybody involved that you were thinking there. Thank you so much, Stoney, for not only putting on a show for the fans, but, I mean, having a great run here tonight. And thank you for thanking everybody, as well as Neil. You nailed the head on the hammer, nailed the nail on the head with the hammer there. Neil, everything that you do here for behind the scenes for this, I mean, amazing racing league. Keep up your hard work, man. I know it's pretty early on in the season, but keep it up. It's obvious that quite a few all the drivers appreciate it, including Stoney. Congratulations on your P2 finish, and best of luck to you, Stoney, and the next race, as well as the race season.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. God bless.
Hey, have a great rest of your night, Stoney, as well as your race weekend here. Labor Day live on Stam Studio Network. Before we get going, we're going to catch up with Jensen Case. I do believe, Jensen, the Sean Stamier live and podium finishers broadcast booth. Got yourself a copy. Oh, no, Jensen. All right, well, I'm going to give him just a few moments time here just in case he's still hanging out and around. Jensen, if you're not, though, I thank you for once again putting on a show for the race fans. Your car was one of the cleaner ones here tonight, so it was a lot of fun to watch you finish up here in the podium position. I'll wait here just a few moments time just in case, as well as, I mean, we have to once again shout out Neil. Neil, if you're still hanging out here with us live in YouTube land, I would be more than happy to give you an interview if you so desire. Something I like to do for, that's not Neil Lapidus III, that's Neil Fifth. Neil, if you still got a copy, I'd love to hear from you, man, as well as Jensen. But other than that, I'm going to give these drivers a few moments time. And if not, thank you each and every single one of you live on Stam Studio Network joining me here tonight, cresting our way closer and closer to 1,000. Count them, 1,000 subscribers. Thanking each and every single one of you. I'm going to count them all right now as we continue to wait just a few moments time. But thank each and every single one of you, and have a great rest of your night if you're catching your virtual flight home. Thanks, everybody. Alrighty, looks like that'll do it. So thank you, everybody, once again. I'm going to catch my virtual flight back on home. Sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, thanking each and every single one of you, cresting our way closer and closer to 1,000. Here we go, Moonlight Dancer with a steal of the chat is going to take away the chat win here tonight. P2 belongs to Ted. Ted Wilbur, thank you for joining us here tonight. Ted, I appreciate you joining in. I might have to make my way out for some steaks here in a few moments' time, or a few days' time. Excuse me, that's Terry who came in with chat race winner. Why is it different? It's different for each person. I've never seen that happen. Okay, Moonlight Dancer takes away the chat win. Ted is tied with Terry, as well as He's Dead for second, third, and fourth. That's why things were starting to ensue. Okay, there you see it. Congratulations, Moonlight Dancer, on another chat win here tonight. Thank you for all that you do for us. Ted, thank you for all that you do for me, as well as Terry, and He's Dead. Thank you, everybody, here tonight, and have a great rest of your night.